So I mentioned in one of my previous posts that there are many producers involved in this year's Maynardville Open Air Festival. And one of them is the CPO coming in on the 18th of January. And in the Symphonic Shakespeare, which is the title of their production that is happening, we have Rodney Trudgeon. So I thought I'd jump in and have a quick conversation with Rodney about the production. So hello, Rodney. How are you?
Hello, Brian. I'm very well, thank you. I hope you're enjoying the music in the background here in the live studio.
I am indeed. So, Rodney, tell us about Symphonic Shakespeare and how you're involved.
I think it's very exciting. Do you realize how much classical music is inspired by Shakespeare? And the CPO has actually chosen the best. The Romeo and Juliet Fantasy Overture by Tchaikovsky. What could be better? A Midsummer Night's Dream, The Merry Wives of Windsor, the ballet, Prokofiev's ballet of Romeo and Juliet, and As You Like It. So these are all pieces that the audiences know well. It requires a big orchestra. It's a lovely sound. It's rich. And it is also typical of the music that Shakespeare sort of inspired. Romeo and Juliet by Tchaikovsky is the most wonderful example of the various aspects of that play. So I think it's great fun. Brandon Phillips is an exciting young conductor, and we're going to work together. I'm the MC, as you probably know. And so I'll talk about the music, but also I want to sneak in, if I get a chance, one or two of my favorite lines from the plays that we are having.
Please do. Go ahead right now.
No, but there are so many. I mean, Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou Romeo, which is immediately followed with Romeo's reply of a rose by any other name. I mean, that's arguably the most famous bit out of Romeo and Juliet. But then there are things like A Midsummer Night's Dream, where they're protecting the queen when she's put to sleep. You spotted snakes with double tongue, thorny hedgehog be not seen, newts and blindworms do no wrong. Come not near our fairy queen. I want to read that one as well. And then I have one or two favorites, which I'm not going to tell you now. One especially which comes from The Merchant of Venice, which is not being featured, but it has one of my favorite quotes of all time, and will be very apposite to Maynardville on an evening.
Well, we look forward to hearing that on the night. Now, a lot of your community know you as a voice on Fine Music Radio, but you're no stranger to the stage in terms of this narration role, are you?
No, I like the way you say I'm no stranger to the stage. I'm emphatically not an actor, so I won't be sort of intoning Shakespeare. But I really enjoy it. I've been on the stage with the orchestra many times, at Kirstenbosch, for example, and also at various functions at the City Hall. So being on the stage with the orchestra is great, great fun. And you really feel part of the whole thing as well. Much better than sitting here in the studio with just CDs. It's much better being with a live orchestra, under the stars, especially at Maynardville.
So it really comes alive for you out there.
Completely, completely. It's music being made. You can feel it through your feet on the stage and with the players around you. And with this glorious music that they'll be playing, what could be better under the stars at Maynardville?
And Rodney, for anyone who doesn't actually know the Cape Town Philharmonic Orchestra, tell us a little bit about them.
Well, first of all, that's a great loss in their lives because the Cape Town Philharmonic is really a vibrant orchestra. It's filled with young people, professionals, many foreigners as well, but many, many local people, many local Cape Townians. And the vast array of instruments that make up a symphony orchestra, the huge percussion section that you'll hear Prokofiev and Tchaikovsky using, the strings, the full string body, violins, violas, cellos, double basses that Mendelssohn, for example, uses to such great effect. The wonderful sort of the woodwinds that people like Prokofiev and Tchaikovsky use, as well as Sir William Walton in the As You Like It excerpt. So just to be able to experience and see a real live symphony orchestra, and also the discipline that's required. And you feel that very much when you're actually at a concert. It's all very well listening to it on a CD, but when you're there, you are aware of how much work actually goes into this. You realize that all those musicians have been practicing and studying this music since they were at junior school. And here they are on the stage giving us the best, this fantastic sonorous sound that a full symphony orchestra like the Cape Town Philharmonic presents.
And many people don't actually know the good work they do in terms of the community and building new orchestra players for their own orchestra, but also just upskilling in terms of the youth orchestra. Do you have any comments on that?
They do a lot. I'm very impressed at how. In fact, I don't think even I know how much they do. They go out to schools regularly. You know, people think the orchestra has always said, people say to them, what's your day job? Yeah. Well, they're very, very busy. Apart from the rehearsals, they go out into the townships, to schools. They have master classes for people at the schools and here. There's a Cape Town Philharmonic Youth Orchestra, which is full of exciting young people, many of whom then graduate into the orchestra. And the other good thing is, as South Africa changes, there are now a lot of people of colour that are coming in. Long gone are the days of just white faces sitting there from Eastern Europe. The youth orchestra is fantastically successful. And someone like Brandon, who's the principal conductor of the youth orchestra and also the associate resident conductor of the full orchestra, he does a huge amount in getting people to know this music and to get to like it. So yes, they are unbelievably active out there, their outreach program.
Thank you very much, Rodney. So that's Rodney Trudgeon, and we look forward to seeing you on the 18th, 19th and 20th of January, that's next week, at the Manorville Open Air Festival for Symphonic Shakespeare by the Cape Town Philharmonic Orchestra, starring Rodney Trudgeon, Brandon Phillips, the conductor, Louise Hallett, the soloist, and of course, the Cape Town Philharmonic Orchestra.